Hello friends, this is Ashirwad here, and in this video we are going to see some more interesting things about switch case statement. In the previous lecture we have already covered on what type of values switch case can work. So in this video we are going to see more about this default particularly, and the placement of this thing. Also this difference between switch case and if else we are going to cover. So let's begin. So as far as this default is concerned, it is mostly written at the end of the switch case statement, as what you can see here. But is it compulsory? The answer is no. You can write default wherever you want in the switch case statement. Like I have written it here in the beginning and it still shows no error. But what happens now when I run the program? Syntactically it seems correct. So let us see what happens. Shift F6. It's asking me to enter value. I am entering 1 and it should display only one message, that is you entered 1. It works fine. Let's run it one more time, and this time I'm going to enter other value 55, and now it should display the default message and only one message. So it works, and as soon as you press OK, it displays you entered 1. Now this is what you need to understand. See, this default statement is written as the first statement inside switch case. So whenever you enter any other value other than 1, 2 or 3, it executes default. That is fine. But after this last statement, or the only statement written inside default, the compiler searches for break, and in the presence of break only it will terminate a particular section. So since it does not find break here, it executes the statement written in default, and it jumps to this case also. We saw this already in the previous video, in the first part of switch case statement, so you can check that out, what happens in case of absence of break statement. So in order to make it work properly, you have to use break with default as well. Okay, so now if you run this and if you enter any other value, say 55, it executes the default block as it should, and then it stops, and this is how it should be working. So I hope this placement of default is clear to you. Now moving on, that the thing is, if switch case and if else statements are almost identical, can they work on any program? Well, the answer is no. What we saw in the previous video, that switch case cannot work on decimal point values, right? And if else can. So this is one of the differences. The other difference is you cannot have conditions inside switch case statement. Like if I want to check whether this value of variable I, whatever entered value of I is, I want to check whether that value is odd or even. So for that the logic that we put inside if condition would be to use the modulus operator, and we check the divisibility by 2. Okay, so can we do the same here? Let's try that out. Let me remove this default from this place and put it back to its usual position. Of course we don't need break here. And okay, so here can I write the condition that checks whether a given number or whether a given value of I is an odd number or even number. So for that I write I modulus 2 equal to 0. So straight away you can see it shows error, and it says boolean cannot be converted to int, but the basic thing is it simply cannot have conditions. And similarly you cannot have other operators like less than, greater than, or you cannot even use the logical operators here, AND operator, or operator, or the not operator. So this switch case statement simply works for equality. It can only check for possible values of a variable, and that is all about switch case statement. So in most of the conditions we will be using if else statement only, because it gives you more flexibility to put conditions in the program. And switch case is usually suitable for the programs where you need to check many possible values, okay, for a variable. And this is the thing. So I hope you have understood all the concepts covered in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe.